All right, everyone. Welcome to the editing part of the How to Make a Podcast episode. I thought it might be nice to make a little video. Truth is, the editing is going to be your most time consuming component. Initially, it's going to be a little tricky if you've never edited before. If you have, it could go quite quickly. Not surprisingly, the more episodes you do, the faster it will go. So let me just show you a few things that could be helpful along the way. The first thing I'm going to do, well, I'm using WeVideo. There's nothing magical about WeVideo. I just use it because I know it well, and that's why. Other people have used GarageBand, Audacity, really any audio editing system will do. And you can use whichever one you're comfortable with and maybe look for a free one or whatever the case may be. You can find something for sure. So finally, I'm going to start a blank edit, and that's just for my organization purposes. And I'm going to go in and go into this file up here and upload my audio recording. At this point, it's still a 30 to 40 minute interview that I want to get down to 10 to 15 minutes. Seems like that's our audience's listening stamina for now. So let's just say that I'll just actually grab Sarah from Finland. And I put her into the track down here. This is called the audio track. But one of the things I also want to do is to make sure that I have my song. I've shared with you files about the introduction and things of that nature. And I want to just show you how I do that. Okay. So I have these shared folders. Again, this might be more down the road for you, but just finally get to a space where you have your song and you upload that as well. For me, I have it. Well, here's the share chair introduction. So you'll hear that in just a little bit. That's the my voiceover. Okay. And I think I passed it by. So I just need to find there it is. I use the Netherlands introduction. I've been doing a lot of these podcasts in the Netherlands, and it's been really exciting. And so I called it the Netherlands podcast. Okay, I'm going to insert and push that. And so now you actually have like this 45-second intro music. There's no way I want to use 45 seconds of intro music. So I'm going to shorten that up. And I'm going to shorten this up. In a lot of editing, really in almost all of them, you can see these little tracks like this. Okay. And I'm going to start it really low. That's a volume, basically. And I'm going to push it really high. I'm going to speak here. Okay. This is my speaking track. And then I still really don't want this sound to be more than maybe the introduction to be more than 10, 15 seconds. And so I'll do this and push it down here. Okay, let's take a quick listen to what this is. Sorry. Okay, and you might even want to start the person's interview even when the music's fading out. So you have something like this. All right. So I'm really not going to take you along too much of this. It's okay, like I said in the written portion of the collaboration. Any work is good work. Just as long as we can hear it, that's really the essential thing. Sure, even myself, this is a passion project. I would love just professional, top-notch equipment. I just haven't gotten to that level yet. Make sure we can hear the story, and it'll be okay. So anyway, one of the biggest tips that I can say is that I just listen to the interview. So you can see, like, I push record the second we sit down because you never know, some really interesting things can happen in that time. And I just let it go and I listen. But usually I'm looking, especially in here, I know that I have a booming voice. And so I'm always looking, well, when do these get loud? This is just a try to find a way to make it faster. Like right there, I knew that, okay, Sada, this is something. What I need to do here is use that little scissors, whatever tool you have will have some kind of that, and then I can discard it and keep moving it around, just like this. And you can do the same. I'm going to move myself up here for the sake of this. Sometimes your edits will get really, really tricky. You want to find just the right moment to cut something out. When you do that, again, every system will have it, but you can zoom in onto the really tightness of the audio file. And this way you can even make more specific edits. It didn't actually add time. Some students, if you have a student who's doing this, can get tricked up by that. But it doesn't add time, it just pushes the timeline. It widens the timeline so you can get detailed edits. And I just keep going. And what I do is I'll listen and listen and listen. And what I try to do is whenever sometimes I'll make this shorter again. Whenever I see my voice, this is the story, particularly around new questions. Okay, so there's a big booming voice. I just cut it. That whole like cutting doesn't mean I have to get rid of it. It just allows me to see, okay, this is the new question or the next question. And then what I decide at the very end, well, which of those segments make a really good podcast? And then I push them together. At the very, very end, when it's all done, I do put audio back in at the very end as well. I usually use the exact same audio that I used at the introduction and put it in there and do the similar kind of thing where I go, okay, let me just get this, show you what this looks like. Okay, I shorten it up. I don't need it to be this long. And I just fade it out. So that's the big thing. So if the interview ends there, I fade it out over the course of, well, 5 seconds or something. And so the end might listen like this. And that's it. And when you're finally done, up on the top, at least on WeVideo, we have this finish. And what's nice about WeVideo, I'm just going to keep it there, but you can get the title, that's fine. And what's really nice about WeVideo anyway, but again, you can do this in most editing systems, is you can go audio only. At this point, you're going to export, and it will give you an MP3 file. What I need from you to publish your episode is the MP3 file. A JPEG picture is always nice, so people at least have a face that they know who is speaking. And finally, a 50 to 100 word description of the interview. If I can get those things, we're off to a great start. Okay, thanks so much, and I hope you found this helpful. Find those questions and break it up there, and then start putting the clips together of the questions that work the best. Okay, bye.